Today, on Running to Him,
muddy ideas must be biblically clarified. Today we will read Acts chapters 21 and 22 and concentrate on verses 21, 20 through 26. Acts 21, 20 through 26 says, "And when they heard it, they began glorifying God. And they said to him, You see, brother, how many thousands there are among the Jews of those who have believed, and they are all zealous for the law. And they all have been told about you, that you are teaching all the Jews who are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses, telling them not to circumcise their children or to walk according to their customs. What then is to be done? They will certainly hear that you have come, and therefore do this what we tell you. We have 4 men who are under a vow. Take them and purify yourself along with them, and pay their expenses, so that they will shave their heads, and they all will know that there is nothing of things that have been told about you. But you yourself also walk orderly, keeping the law. But concerning the Gentiles who have believed, we wrote, having decided they should abstain from meat sacrificed to idols, from blood, and from what is strangled, and from fornication. Then Paul took the men, and the next day, purifying himself along with them, went into the temple, giving notice of the completion of the days of purification, until the sacrifice was offered for each one of them. Well, just like the call-out passage is longer than usual, the commentary will also be. You may have recognized the problem when you read the call-out. Acts chapter 15 discussed a council in which the leaders in Jerusalem said the Gentiles did not have to become Jews to be saved. Now we have the opposite problem. Are Jews to become Gentiles when they are saved? The best, shorter summary of this problem is found in Bible Knowledge Commentary. So we'll get the full flavor of what the authors wrote. I will take the entire quote. While there was rejoicing over Paul's report, there was also apprehension about Paul's reputation among the believing Jews who were zealous for the law. A patently false report had gone out concerning Paul. It was true that Paul taught Gentiles that it was religiously inconsequential whether they circumcised their sons or not, and he did not teach them Jewish customs. However, he never taught the Jews not to circumcise their sons or to disregard Jewish customs. James and the elders suggested that Paul join the purification rites of the 4 men who had taken a vow and pay their expenses. This was for the purpose of placating Jewish believers. Whether Paul's action accomplished this is left unstated. That's besides Luke's purpose. The details of this vow are unknown. It can only be surmised exactly what Paul was to do. The 4 men evidently had taken a Nazirite vow. At the conclusion of their vow, some costly sacrifices were required of each man. See number 6. These men evidently were too poor to pay for them, and Paul was asked to underwrite the expenses of their sacrifices and thereby display his sympathy with the zealots of the law. Was Paul wrong in entering this arrangement, which was a specific part of the law? For several reasons, it may be said he was not. Paul himself had previously taken a Nazirite vow, Acts chapter 18:18. Later, he unashamedly referred to this incident before Felix, Acts chapter 24, verses 17 through 18. This action on Paul's part only confirmed one of the principles of the ministry, which was to become like a Jew to win the Jews, and to become like an under the law to win those under it, 1 Corinthians 9:20. One of Paul's goals for the Jerusalem trip, along with the relief of the poor, was the unifying of the Jews and Gentiles. Paul was not denying the finished work of Christ by offering animal sacrifices. The epistles Paul had already written by this time, Galatians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, and Romans, make it clear that such a denial was incomprehensible. He must have looked on these sacrifices as memorials. After all, this will be the significance of the millennial sacrifices. See Ezekiel 43, Malachi 1, and Malachi 3. Paul later asserted that he did not violate his own conscience, Acts chapter 23:1. The decision of the Jerusalem Council was once again iterated. The elders assured Paul that their plan, mentioned in 21:23 through 24, did not conflict with the council's earlier decision. Paul then followed the elders' suggestion, purified himself with the 4 men, and this did not conflict with Paul's teaching that Jews and Gentiles cannot be brought under the law to be saved. This was a matter of Jewish custom, not of salvation or sacrifice. Just as an aside, the Bible Knowledge Commentary is the best 2-volume commentary in Protestant Christianity.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.